Before you watch this video though, it's like a hidden video. Only 65,000 of us have watched it. Probably I would say 1,000 of those have been me. Listen. Before we watch this, right, I need you to come into this with an open mind. What you're about to see after this video, your mind is gonna get blown away, yeah? So make sure you come in with an open mind and not do all that nonsense shit, right? Because otherwise, if you come in with an opinion before you watch the video, then obviously, you know, you can't change it. So open mind, exercise that little brain of yours, and get ready to watch this shit, yeah? What you're about to see is going to blow that little brain. So if it's too much to handle at any point, please tell me to stop the video, okay? Okay, so I want to address something. The guy that made it is called Soccer. Now, I had a chat with him about this. He's like, I had to do it to please the international audience, because this is something where eventually the United States of America are going to pick up this and, you know, stuff like that. So don't start hating on this shit too much before, you know, you start freaking talking nonsense. We've just seen it. I've seen it plenty of times. "17 years ago. We're gonna begin 17 years ago, right? Some of you guys weren't even born 17 years ago, but that's where it all begins. 17 years ago. So we're gonna start with World Cup 1998. The phenom, the real Ronaldo. We're not talking about Cristiano Ronaldo dipshits. Cristiano Ronaldo has never been to a World Cup final and never will be. The proper Ronaldo never had this before. Ever. He's never ever had this before. What are you talking about? 17 years. 23. Idiots. The video was made in 2015. Dipshits. He's never ever had epilepsy before. Okay? Somehow has epilepsy on the day of the final. Hours before, supposedly. The best player in the world. Fast forward 4 years. If you don't remember this game, probably the worst, most corrupted World Cup game you'll ever see, by the dirty Koreans that were cheating. They done it to Spain as well. Not as bad as Italy, but they done it to Spain as well. Nothing. No complaints after the game. What did I tell you? He let one go through his legs, right? So Brazil let France win the 98, right? Then Brazil were meant to win 2002. So Brazil win 2002. You follow? Right? Brazil won 2002. No complaints from Italy or Spain, who let Korea go through, so they explode the sport, because that's what FIFA said. 2006. Ronaldinho, Kaká, Adriano. I'm missing a few names at the top of my head. Superstars team. Ronaldinho at his best. This is prime Ronaldinho. Unrecognizable. Supposedly, they got done by this bald Zidane, who was in his last year. Baldy Zidane. Washed up Zidane. Imagine, it's the equivalent of Cristiano Ronaldo next year says he's going to retire after the World Cup. Right? And he somehow puts in freaking unplayable performance. Unplayable performance. Right? We've seen Ronaldo right now, what he's doing at freaking, you know, barely freaking clinging passes, striking passes. He can't even do anything, right? He can't dribble past players. Zidane destroyed this whole team, supposedly. We're led to believe. Zidane destroyed the whole team. Roberto Carlos. What did he do for Henry? He went to sleep. He let Henry score. He went to sleep. Literally. He just was doing his shoes or his socks. And he let Henry score. The superstar Brazilian team. Kaká at his best. Ronaldinho at his best. Fat Boy was still a little bit fat. R9 was kind of fat, but still. I told you about the penalty earlier. This motherfucker chips a penalty. Now chat, if you compare France to Italy, 2006, compare the two teams side by side. We can do this after the game. Compare the two teams side by side. Chat, there's no comparison. There is no comparison whatsoever. France have Thierry Henry up top. Italy have Luca Toni, Vincenzo Jacquinta. Not even a comparison. Zinedine Zidane, veteran of the game, 34 years of age, 36 years of age, seen it all, done it all. Insulted throughout his whole career playing. You are telling me that because Materazzi told him something about his sister, 34 years of age, and he had spots. If he's 21, 22, 23, I can understand. 34, 36. He's seen it and done it all in his very last game. In his very last game playing football. His last game, and he does something like this. So Italy have now won for the Korea farce that happened, right? Italy have now won for the Korea farce that happened before. Shut up, Bambaclans. For the Korea loss, Brazil won 2002, France won 1998. 6 p.m. content, fucking nerds. This is obviously a typo. He means 2010 here. My boy made a typo mistake here. Where's the next World Cup? Where's the one after Qatar? Football's just a big scam. What have we just seen? 10 minutes ago, what have we just seen? Clear penalty for Fiorentina, not given. Listen, you guys can still keep living in your la-la lands. Whenever you guys want to wake up and understand and come and discuss on the man's table and have a word with people that know what they're talking about. But listen, this is some very advanced stuff. It's like I've shown you like quantum physics or some shit. I understand many of you guys' brains can't handle what you've just seen. But Brazil will win the next one. And there's a pattern happening here. Everything is corrupted. FIFA itself with EA Sports Vancouver, Canada. So FIFA, to be fair to them, this is where it gets even deeper. So Sepp Blatter is the big culprit from all of this, right? But there's still favors that have to get repaid. So I do have future for the I do have hope for the future of football that one day they'll get it right. But let me tell you what's happening. EA Sports Vancouver, Canada, the criminals themselves. Sepp Blatter was the one that signed off on a 10-year deal with the criminals, with the devils themselves. Sepp Blatter was the one that got me banned as well, because I'm here showing you guys stuff like this. Because I take no shits from Sepp Blatter. So Canada are nobody. Who the fuck are EA Sports? Nobody knows who the fuck they are. A bunch of criminals. FIFA are the big ones, right? But now FIFA are trying to become good again. So they're trying to remove all of the shit that Sepp Blatter, Platini, all of those fuckfaces done. So bit by bit, they're trying to fix it. So now FIFA gonna, obviously, if you haven't seen it already, they're gonna get away from the criminals and slowly but surely start, you know, breaking away. But when it comes to World Cups, there's still favors that have to get repaid. So the first proper World Cup that's gonna be clean, my guess is there's probably at least 8 years until they can begin on this. But the good news is that FIFA are trying to become good, and they began by doing this. But again, when it comes to World Cups, unfortunately the next two are definitely already decided who's going to win. So we're going to have to wait at least another 8 years until the proper one. But there is good news, you know, FIFA is trying to become good. But I'll tell you, man, Sepp Blatter, that fucker, this is all his fault. This is all his fault. Again, please do not share a lot of what you've just seen with me. This video is very private between us. So please just keep it, of course, to yourself. Because the casuals cannot like handle this amount of information. So please, kindly keep the information to yourself. But I hope you guys have woke up. So Brazil will win 2022. Who's winning 2026? Yeah, Brazil will win 2022. 2026 we'll need to see. We'll see what the guy will come up with as well. But he's already told us who's going to win the next two. France won 2018 already. He said in that video was 2015. Brazil 2022. By then a lot of the favors would have been repaid. But we'll see about 2026 what's going to happen. Meanwhile, speaking about corruption, back to corruption we go.